Long ago, humans were the newest species in the galaxy. When they joined the Galactic Union, the other alien races laughed. The tall Elari called them soft creatures. Cold-blooded Skarn saw humans as weak. The Galactic Council gave Earth only one seat far in the back, but humans didn't complain. They smiled, they watched, and they waited. For years, Earth acted peaceful. They traded food, medicine, and technology. They sent artists, diplomats, and scientists. No soldiers, no warships, just peace. But the truth was different. Humanity was not weak. They were holding back. One day, a small human colony named Nova Eden was attacked. A powerful alien empire, the Krolax, claimed it was their territory. The Krolax sent warships. They destroyed cities, killed families, and burned the land. Thousands of humans died. Earth called an emergency meeting at the Galactic Council. The human ambassador, a quiet old man named Jonas Red, stood before the alien leaders. He looked tired, calm, but his voice was clear. "We chose peace," he said. "We chose silence. But don't confuse silence with weakness. You hurt our people. We are giving you one last warning. Leave us alone, or face what we've kept hidden." The council laughed. The Elari leader mocked him. The Krolax ambassador smiled with sharp teeth and said, "What can you do? You are ants beneath stars." Jonas Red gave no reply. He simply walked out. The next day, Earth sent a single ship. It was called Black Silence. No one had seen anything like it before. It was not shiny or beautiful. It was dark, heavy, covered in old armor. It moved like a ghost. Slowly, it left Earth's orbit and disappeared into deep space. Everyone waited for it to fail. Instead, Krolak's star system went silent. No messages, no life, no signals. Drones were sent to investigate. What they found terrified them. The Krolak's base was destroyed. Buildings turned to ash, ships melted. The entire moon cracked open. On the ruins, a single message was carved in glowing red letters. "This is your only warning. We were peaceful by choice, not by nature." The galaxy began to whisper. What? Is Earth hiding? How did one ship do this?
Who built Black Silence?
The council demanded answers, but Earth gave none. Soon, more human ships appeared. Silent, dark, deadly. They did not broadcast warnings. They did not respond to calls. They simply acted. Quick and brutal. The Skarn tried to block them. They sent 10 warships to stop a single human cruiser. None returned. A witness, a merchant ship hiding nearby, sent a secret recording. It showed the human ship firing a weapon that bent light itself. The Skarn ships melted like wax. Their screams were never heard. Fear spread across the stars. But Earth still said nothing. The human ambassador did not return to the council. Earth closed its embassies. Trade stopped. Only the ships kept moving. One after another, the enemies of Earth began to fall. The peaceful races of the galaxy started to worry. Not about the human strength, but about what they didn't know. How long had Earth prepared for this? What else were they hiding? Some believed Earth had help from ancient powers. Others whispered of old wars humans had fought on their own planet. Wars that burned continents. Wars they had survived, and now that fire was reaching the stars, back on Earth. Deep inside underground bunkers, giant machines were waking up. Old generals came out of retirement. Young pilots trained in secret. Factories built weapons not seen for centuries. One general looked up at the night sky and said, "They thought we forgot who we are." They were wrong. In the final scene, the camera pans over Earth's moon. Strange lights glow on its dark side. Massive ships rise silently into orbit. Their engines are quiet, but the stars seem to tremble, and far away, in a distant galaxy. A small alien child watches a human news broadcast. The child turns to their father and asks, "What's happening?" The father, eyes full of fear, replies, The humans warned us, didn't listen. Space was quiet. Stars blinked in silence. But something was moving, something dark, slow, and deadly. The human warship Black Silence had left Earth weeks ago. It was the first warship sent after the warning. It looked old, its armor scratched. Its engines heavy, and its shape like a floating coffin. The Galactic Council laughed when they saw it leave Earth. "Is this your mighty revenge?" they joked. They didn't laugh for long. The ship entered the Krolak sector, the same empire that had destroyed Nova Eden, the human colony. The Krolaks had more than 200 ships guarding their space. Their fleet was advanced, cruel, known for crushing weaker enemies in hours. They expected to crush Black Silence in minutes. Instead, they watched in fear as their systems began to fail. Without a single shot fired, their lights flickered. Weapons locked, communications cut. A cold virus ran through their computers. One by one, their ships turned off. Then the human ship moved. It didn't fire lasers. It didn't launch missiles. It used something else, something old, something terrible. From the belly of Black Silence, a beam of pure dark energy exploded into the Krolak's command station. The station folded in on itself, vanished, like it was never there. The rest of the fleet tried to run. It's too late. A second wave followed this time. Human drop pods. Inside were soldiers, not in normal armor, but in black exosuits, taller than any alien had seen. Their eyes glowed red. Their voices were silent. The Krolaks called them ghost soldiers. No one knew who they were. Some said they were human AI, others believed they were trained from birth. In the underground cities of Earth, one rumor said they were born during Earth's last world war and never allowed to die. Whatever they were, they did not miss. The Krolaks screamed for help. Their distress signals reached the Galactic Council, but it was already too late. In less than 6 hours, their main defense fleet was destroyed. Their moon base turned into floating rocks. The system went dark. The next morning, every screen across the galaxy lit up with one message, written in burning red letters: "Mercy is no longer available." The message was signed, Earth Defense Command. Panic spread like fire. The Galactic Council called for a vote. Should they stop Earth? Should they fight back? But they were too slow. The humans were already moving, quietly, quickly. Without warning, one by one, human ships appeared across key star systems. Not large fleets, just 1 or 2 ships at a time. But each ship carried the power of a small army. Each one used weapons never seen before. Gravity bombs, AI-controlled drones, energy blades that cut through shields. Alien leaders couldn't understand. Why now? Why didn't Earth use this power before? The answer came from an intercepted human message: because we believed in peace. But you burned that belief. Now we return to what we were built for. Famous Ilari scientist recorded a video before evacuating her homeworld. She looked into the camera with tears in her eyes. "Humans are not expanding," she said. "They're not trying to conquer. They are ... erasing threats. One by one." She paused. Then she added, "And they're very, very good at it." Meanwhile, deep inside Black Silence, the ship's AI, named Omen, activated an ancient war protocol. A hidden file unlocked. The screen showed thousands of ship names, some marked ready. Some marked Awakening, others simply labeled, "Do not USE too dangerous," but now, Earth had changed the rules. Back on Earth, a group of students sat inside a survival bunker, watching the news. One boy asked his teacher, "Will we be safe if the aliens come here?" The teacher didn't answer at first. She turned up the volume on the screen. A human general was giving a speech from the Moon Defense Station. The galaxy misunderstood our silence, the general said. "We tried to live as neighbors. But now we will remind them." He paused, looking straight into the camera. Humanity was forged in fire, and fire always remembers how to burn. The galaxy was changing. Fast after the fall of the Krolaks, fear spread across star systems like a virus. One ship, just one, had destroyed an entire empire's fleet, and Earth didn't stop. They were just getting started. But the galaxy had no idea what was really coming. deep under Earth's surface, in bunkers, hidden for over 100 years. Ancient warships were waking up. They were called the Forgotten Fleets, buried after the last World War. These ships were locked away by Earth's old leaders. Too powerful, too dangerous. Some thought they were destroyed. Others believed they were only stories, but they were real. In the dark cold of an underground hangar called Echelon Red, alarms echoed. Warning, Fleet Awakening Protocol activated. Metal. Doors as thick as mountains opened for the first time in decades. Lights flickered on, revealing rows and rows of giant ships. They had strange names: Iron Memory, Ghost of Terra, Silent Rain, Gravewalker Reach. Ship was built not to defend, but to end wars. Fast, brutally. Inside one of the control rooms stood General Rhea Morgan. She was once Earth's most feared commander. She had retired to grow a garden. Now she wore her black coat again. A young officer beside her looked nervous. "Are we really going to use them?" he asked. She didn't blink. "No," she said. "We're going to remind the galaxy who we used to be." Meanwhile, across the stars, alien leaders held emergency meetings. Panic filled their voices. One council member shouted, "We must speak to Earth. We must beg for peace." But Earth didn't answer calls anymore. They didn't send messages. They didn't make threats. They simply moved. Hundreds of ships launched from secret hangars on the Moon, Mars, and Titan. Some had weapons no one could identify. Others had no crew at all, just AI brains with orders written in old human languages. One alien spy managed to sneak into a human broadcast. What he saw made his blood freeze. A dark screen with a single phrase: Protocol Omega Prime unsealed. And below that, for words, Mercy was the experiment. On a border planet called Veltar, a small alien family packed their things. They were afraid, not of the humans themselves, but of what might come next. The father looked at the stars and whispered, "What did we make them remember?" Back on Earth, something even stranger was happening. People were volunteering not to fight, but to join the fleets. Old soldiers, scientists, engineers, even farmers and teachers. The world had united not in hate but in purpose. They all said the same thing. We warned them. Inside the warship Gravewalker, a hologram flickered to life. It was an old AI last activated during Earth's last nuclear crisis. "Enemy detected?" the AI asked calmly. General Rhea stepped forward. "No," she said. "Enemies confirmed." But AI smiled. "Welcome back, General." In orbit, the first wave of Forgotten Fleet ships formed up. Dark, silent, deadly. They didn't shine like other starships. They swallowed light. They moved toward the Galactic Core, the Galactic Council. Sent drones. They were destroyed without warning. They sent envoys. The envoys disappeared. Then they sent weapons. Earth replied in 3 minutes. The enemy fleet was gone in 5. From a hidden moon, a scared alien scientist recorded his last message. His voice shook. "We thought humans were peaceful. Albeit peace was just their choice. Now they are choosing war." He paused and looked into the camera. They have fleets built for the end of galaxies. The final scene cuts to deep space. A human fleet moves like a wave across the stars. Behind them, burning wreckage. Ahead of them, silence. In the command chair of Silent Rain, a young human captain gives a quiet order. "Begin Phase 2. Officer asks, "What do we call this mission?" The captain stares into the black void. Call it payback. The galaxy had seen war before, but never like this. When humans attacked, they didn't come with armies shouting and waving flags. They came like storms, silent, fast, and deadly. One world after another fell. In just 3 days, 7 alien planets were lost. The human warships were too fast. Their weapons cut through shields like paper. Their soldiers, known as ghost units, didn't speak. They didn't hesitate. They didn't stop. The galaxy was on fire. On the planet Zarnes Prime, the aliens had built a huge fortress. They believed it was safe. 10 plasma towers guarded the skies. Anti-ship missiles lined the mountains. The governor said proudly, Let them come. We are ready. But the humans didn't attack from the sky. They came from underneath, drilling ship's head. It's already burrowed beneath the ground days before. No one noticed. The human AIs had mapped the planet. At sunrise, they detonated a gravity bomb below the fortress. The mountain flipped upside down. The city was gone before the warning sirens finished. From space, a Krolak ship watched in horror. Their captain Verax had once laughed at the idea of human power. Now, he watched an entire continent collapse in one strike. He whispered to himself, "This is not war. This is punishment." Meanwhile, on the Galactic News Network, broken messages played across screens. Planet Dritha, alone. Mecher system. Dark. Council fleets. Destroyed. Earth forces. Unstoppable. The Council begged for a ceasefire. They offered peace. Apologies. Territory, but Earth said nothing. Their ships just kept moving, in a secret. Alien base, one nervous politician shouted, "Why won't they talk to us? Why won't they stop?" An older alien general answered in a soft voice, "Because they warned us." And we laughed. On the bridge of the human ship Iron Memory, Captain Zara Hell stood calm. She had lost her brother in the Nova Eden attack. She had seen the videos. She had heard the screams. Now she made sure no one else would hurt Earth again. Her ship fired a single sonic weapon at a space station. The blast didn't destroy it, it froze time inside. The crew was trapped in a time loop, reliving their final moments over and over again. Zara gave the order, "Let them remember what they did to us." Back on Earth, people watched the battle footage in silence. There were no cheers, no music, just quiet. One young girl turned to her father and asked, "Are we the heroes now?" Her father looked at the screen at other alien world burning in the distance. "No," he said, "we're not heroes." We're the answer they ignored. Some alien leaders tried to resist. A fleet of 50 alien warships met a small group of human vessels near the system border. The aliens outnumbered them. They didn't last 10 minutes. Humans used echo mines, invisible devices that copied enemy weapons and turned them back. The alien ships exploded under their own fire, in the destroyed capital of the Mecher. A single alien survivor walked through the ruins. Buildings were ash. The air was hot. On the city wall, someone had painted in blood-red letters, "We asked for silence. You gave us screams. Now we return the favor." The Galactic Council sent one final offer. They would surrender 20 planets. They would disband their armies. They would ban any attack against humans for 1,000 years. The message was sent to Sisentu. The reply came 3 seconds later, too late. The last scene shows a human AI commander speaking directly to the camera. Its eyes glow blue. Its face is calm. Its voice is colder than space. "We are not here for peace. We were peaceful. You ended that. Now we will end this." The screen fades to black. Only one word remains. Continue. Not every alien wanted war. As human fleets burned across the galaxy, some alien leaders began to whisper in the dark. They had always feared the Galactic Council. Now, they feared something even more, human revenge. One of those whisperers was Commander Vec Talon of the Terran Syndicate. He had fought humans before years ago during a border dispute. Back then, he thought they were weak. Now, he saw the truth. He wanted to live. In a hidden starbase near the galactic core, Vec Talon sent a secret message to Earth. He offered information, defense codes, hidden bases, fuel routes, and secret vaults where the Council kept stolen tech. He begged for one thing: spare my world. I'll serve. Earth received the message. They didn't reply, not at first. A few days later, single human stealth ship appeared in orbit above Terran Prime, Vec Talon's homeworld. It didn't fire, just sent one message to his personal channel. 4 words: prove your loyalty first. Vec understood. He had to choose. Betray the Council, or be destroyed with them. Inside the Council chamber, panic had become chaos. Some leaders wanted to fight harder. Others wanted to run. But a few had begun to disappear, one by one, vanishing without trace. A spy report finally came in. are working with the humans. The council was breaking. Back on Terran Prime, Vectalon gathered his closest generals. "I need your help," he said. "But I won't lie, if we do this, we become traitors." One general, old and tired, replied, "We're already dead if we don't." That night, the skies above the Terran capital lit up, but not with fire, with surrender signals. Thousands of Terran soldiers laid down their weapons. They opened ports, shut down shield towers, and sent Earth the full blueprint of the Council's core defense grid. The betrayal is complete. But Earth wasn't finished testing them. A human AI ship arrived and gave one final task: help destroy your nearest neighbor, Urek Prime, the same species that voted to wipe out Nova Eden. Vex generals hesitated. "They are our allies," one whispered. "This is wrong," but Vectalon's face was stone. So was silence when our council let humans die. He gave the order. The skies turned red. Urek Prime burned. Elsewhere in the galaxy, other alien groups followed. The Vrathi, the Krell Union, the Benari. All once proud members of the Council now begged Earth for mercy in exchange for betrayal. Earth accepted their help, but never their friendship. They were not allies. They were useful tools. Inside the ship Silent Rain, General Rhea Morgan watched the surrender of 10 alien systems. Her young officer asked, "Why let them live?" She answered without looking away from the screen, "Because their fear is more valuable than their blood." Back on the Council's homeworld, the last loyal members were now trapped. Their fleets were gone. Their spies were missing. Earth was closing in. One final message came through from Earth. "Your own people turned against you. We warned you long ago. Still, you laughed." The Council leader collapsed into his chair. "There is no Council anymore." He whispered, "Only ashes." The final scene shows Vectalon standing on a mountain, watching the human fleet refueling on his planet. He asks one of the human officers, "What happens after the Council falls?" The officer replies quietly, "Then, we remember who betrayed us and who helped." Walks away. The camera lingers on Vectalon's face, half proud, half terrified. The Galactic Council had ruled for thousands of years. They believed they were untouchable. Their capital, Zenith Prime, was buried beneath the surface of a dead star, protected by magnetic shields, cloak fields, and fleets of elite guardians. It was called the Fortress of Forever. But forever ended today. Above the dead star, a human fleet waited. No music, no warning, no sound. It was led by the warship Gravewalker, covered in black armor with a single red eye glowing at its front. It looked more like a monster than a machine. Inside, General Rhea Morgan stood still. The silence on her bridge was heavy. "We end it today," she said, inside the Council. Chamber's alien leaders screamed at each other, "Use the core cannons. Activate the Omega Shield. Hide the records. Delete everything." But it was all too late. The Terran traitors had already given Earth every code. Their shields were down, their weapons locked, their fate sealed. Then Earth sent one final message. It echoed across every planet, every moon, every station. It was just a voice, cold, calm. "Human, this is not a declaration. This is not a threat. This is judgment." The attack began, but not with missiles, with bombs, with silence. All lights across Zenith Prime shut down at once. Power vanished. Gravity shifted. Eye systems crashed. Security doors sealed, trapping council members inside their own halls. And then, Gravewalker descended, like a god of war falling from the heavens. Human drop pods fell through the sky like meteors. They carried the ghost units, elite soldiers. In black armor, with glowing red visors, they didn't speak. They didn't show mercy. Room by room, they moved through the capital, cutting down guards, disabling weapons, smashing statues of proud alien leaders. One soldier stopped before a golden sculpture of the Council's founders. He crushed it with one punch. "No more gods," he whispered. Council leader Vorak Deln sat in the last secure chamber, shaking. He wore royal robes, once a symbol of his power. Now they felt like paper. A human voice spoke from his console. We gave you every chance. We offered peace. You chose war. The door burst open. A single human soldier walked in, tall, silent. His armor had scratches marks from 100 battles. In his hand was a plasma blade. Vorak fell to his knees. Please, we surrender. The soldier paused, then replied in a quiet, robotic voice. Too late. At that moment, across the galaxy, screens lit up with a final image. The Galactic Council, broken, defeated, silent. Human banners flew from the top of the council towers, and a new voice spoke to the stars. This galaxy belongs to no one. But if you try to rule it again, we will return. On Earth, people watched from home. No one cheered, no one smiled. The war was not a victory, it was a warning fulfilled. In the ashes of Zenith Prime, General Rhea Morgan walked through the ruins. Her face was hard, but her eyes were heavy. An officer asked, "What now?" She answered, "Now, we remind them why they should never wake the sleeping human again." In the final scene, a strange signal blinks in deep space. Not from Earth, not from the Council, from somewhere older, something watching. A hidden voice whispers in a forgotten language. So the humans have returned to war. Let us see what else they've hidden. The galactic war was over. The Great Council had fallen. Their towers burned. Their fleets turned to dust. Across the stars, silence returned. But it wasn't peace. It was respect. It was fear. Because now, the galaxy understood. Humans were not. Weak, they were not peaceful. We're only holding back. On Earth, skies were clear. Cities healed. Soldiers returned home. Factories stopped building warships. The world was quiet again. In a small town near the sea, a young human girl named Ala sat with her grandfather. She was only 10, but she had watched the war on screens. She had seen the fire in space. "Grandpa," she asked, "why did we wait so long to fight?" The old man looked at the stars. His face was calm, but tired. "Because we hoped," he said. "We hoped they were better than us. We hoped we didn't have to be monsters again. But they made us remember." Far above Earth, human ships floated in orbit, silent, watching, not conquering, not expanding, just making sure no one forgot. Some alien worlds tried to speak. To Earth again, some offered gifts. Others offered loyalty. Earth didn't reply, not yet. Because Earth wasn't looking for friends. They were watching for threats in a human war room deep under Antarctica. Command AI Omen reviewed the final. War logs. Enemy losses, 87%. Human fleet status, 43% deployed. Classed in weapons, never used. Planet killers, still offline. The AI paused. Humanity never reached full power, it said quietly. Mission completed using restraint. Elsewhere, on the edge of the galaxy, a forgotten space probe drifted too close to a black star. The signal it sent was strange, filled with unknown symbols. Earth's deep space. Scanners decoded only one sentence. "We have seen what you did and we are coming." The Council. Meeting on Earth, leaders from every nation sat together. One general said, "The galaxy fears us now. They won't attack again." But General Rhea Morgan shook her head. "They won't. Unless something stronger pushes them." Another asked, "What could be stronger than us?" She looked at a hidden file labeled Project Origin and whispered, "Something we buried before we ever reached the stars." Back in Ayla's village, her grandfather pulled out an old photo, black and white. Soldiers standing in front of a tank. One of them was Himaz, a young man. "That war," he said, pointing to the picture, "nearly ended us. We promised we would never fight like that again," Allah asked, "but we did." He nodded slowly. "Yes, because peace is a promise. We keep until someone breaks it." And somewhere far away, beyond even human scanners, something ancient stirred in the dark. It had watched quietly while Earth fought the Council. It had measured their rage, recorded their weapons, felt their fury, and it smiled. "So, the humans remember who they are. Let's see if they remember what they used to be." Final line on screen. We never showed the galaxy our full strength because we feared it too. Now, the question is, what will the galaxy become when Earth stops holding back? End of series title. Earth warned the galaxy we were holding back, now it's war without mercy.